Homosexuality is considered, as sin in some religion. So, do you guys think homosexuality has anything to do with religion?
I think that there are two separate factors. Like, religion is something that is supposed to be very private, whereas homosexuality is something that, comes within. Actually, they both come, from your mindset.
Sure. So I believe that the older people are more conservative over this, whereas the new generation, they are being more open-minded and they are accepting homosexual people. I believe it is not related at all to religion. Anyone can love whoever they want. It is their own choice.
There is a belief that, if someone is born, disabled or is born of, physically challenged or some sort of nature, it is believed that it is a karma or consequence of someone's, previous life's, actions.
Again, disability is not something you can control. It's the chromosomes, right? So, if religion is responsible for that, then then religion is also responsible for a lot of other things. It's also responsible for mental illnesses. I don't know.
Welcome back to Boldly Unfiltered, where we ask the questions most of us shy away from. Turn to the community to ask questions on issues that are taboo that we don't really speak of. This month, join us as we venture out and ask people about how spirituality and religion shape our lives. So come on and join us.
Homosexuality is considered, as sin in some religion. So, do you guys think homosexuality has anything to do with religion? Because, this is a human body, a body phenomenon. So they are born like that. So they are not choose to be born homosexual. What do you think? What do you guys think on, around this idea and, beliefs? What do you guys think of this?
So I think that there are two separate factors. Like, religion is something that is supposed to be very private, whereas homosexuality is something that, comes within. Actually, they both come, from your mindset. But I personally believe that they should not be connected. They are not related. Religion is something that you have with your God, and homosexuality is something that people should be open about, because life is all about love. You can love whoever you want to. You should be open about it. And yeah.
I think you have to say.
Sure. So I believe that the older people are more conservative over this, whereas the new generation, they are being more open-minded and they are accepting homosexual people. I believe it is not related at all to religion. Anyone can love whoever they want. It is their own choice.
Okay, so one day you find that your best friend, the guy sitting next to you, is gay. How would you react to that?
I will react very openly. There is no problem in being gay. I'll just say how it has affected his life and how other people have changed their opinions towards him. Whereas it does not really matter. It's his choice.
Anything you have to say about this?
I actually agree with the fact that religion and homosexuality are completely different, and the fact that people actually think that they should be related, or in religions it's the fact that they should be banned. It's a very concerning thing that people are forced कि एक choose करो, या फिर if you're in a religion, you're not supposed to be homosexual. That's not supposed to be, and people should be more open to this.
Should be, I think, in some ground rules, because in India as well, we have rules like you cannot wear white after your husband dies. So I think these are things that are just very old. Yeah, they are just very old, and we should, I think, the coming generation, like the Gen Z, they should change that so that the world changes. Because I think if one person can...
So how this Gen Z would change? What?
We should talk about it. We should talk about it more, because I think our parents, our grandparents will not be more, they will not be very open to talk about it. But we should discuss it with them, because I personally believe that most of the people are not comfortable in talking to their parents or their grandparents. They think that, they will just shout or they will not listen, they will ignore them, and that will continue for a very long time. But if you sit and have a conversation that, like, this is this, so I think with time they will understand.
So I have a lot of gay friends, women, men, both, like LGBTQ. And as an artist, I come across a lot of people from the LGBTQ community. And I do not think like it's a sin. I mean, since when did love become about sinning, right? You can choose to love a plant more than a human. That's not a sin. So genders really don't matter when your emotions are in play.
Preference.
Yeah. Preference, sure, but like it's all about love, right? Like who you want to be with, who you want to spend your life with. So it's not about sinning.
I think homosexuality should be more open, and like personally, I'm an agnostic, so any religion which tells me otherwise, I really don't buy it. So not my cup of tea, honestly. And I'm not a religious person, so all the more, yeah, I'm not into that narrative. And honestly, it's just very, I don't know, all Adam and Eve theory and all of that. Like I don't buy into that jazz. It's like sure, but it's again homosexuality is also natural, like other things. So again.
Okay.
I don't buy the big church propaganda here.
So, in the respect of religion, I will not comment anything because I don't tend to comment on politics and religion. But I don't think so. Homosexuality is someone a person can decide. He or like anyone can decide while being born. It is a spectrum that people come to realize and make acceptance during their life, and it is okay if someone is coming out and realizing at 21 and 22 that they are not being themselves and they are someone else, and they have all the rights to be their true self. It has nothing to do with their habits, religions, their environmental factors or anything. That is my opinion.
Do you believe in astrology, and do you see it in a way to financially exploit people, or and encourage them, misguided beliefs?
I do believe in astrology, like some part of it, but the aspect where they have monetary, gains from it is something I don't understand, because it is something that coexists in the universe, right? So to gain money out of it is something which is like a little beyond my understanding. Also because like I'm not very pro capitalism, so.
Great. And just one more question. How do you differentiate between, genuine practitioners and those who exploit astrology for their own profit?
So, I'm somebody who practices tarot card reading myself, but like that is just a hobby because I sometimes like to deep dive in the spiritual aspect of life. I differentiated how by, if you're genuinely out there to help people and make their lives better, that is one intent. But like if you're doing it to like, just fleece money, aap mere ko itne, like give me more money and this is gonna happen, and more money and then this is gonna happen. I don't like appreciate that, because like if somebody is obviously in some sort of trouble, that's why they're coming to you for an advice, and somebody's already suffering or struggling in their life, and you try to like, benefit from that, you're like, that's just evil.
Don't you think this astrology is a money-making business for every other astrology?
Of course it is, of course.
Not a genuine help that they are doing to the society.
Yeah.
They are just making money because they fear-monger people. So
Yeah.
out of fear, they will talk that you would die if you would not practice this expensive ritual.
Yeah, makes sense.
For
Yeah,
example.
that I don't agree with. That I'm totally against of. But like I said, I do healing myself. Like I'm into crystals and I'm into reading birth chart, and I do it for my friends for free, just for fun. Like,
So is that the alternatives that you are suggesting? Instead of going to the astrology, you can do some of the things that you just
I
talked
think
about.
instead of going to an astrologer, go to a therapist. Maybe like if you have something that's going on in your head and you want to
Therapist.
seek guidance,
Right, so
like professional scientific guidance would be better, right? Because today your stars if you believe are something, tomorrow it can be something else. But who you are will always remain constant.
Very.
So work on yourself rather than being surrounded by external factors and trying to manipulate that.
Okay, I'll just tell you my personal experience. Like my mom used to be big on astrology, or she still is, I don't know. And like the way I see it, sure, it is somewhat applicable in certain aspects, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very vague. It's a very vague science, right? It's not even a science, it's debatable. Sure, I think there are courses in universities which teach astrology. I think there's one in BHU and whatever, but again, it's a very subjective science. So, if you're gonna tell a person 5 facts, of course, 3 will be applicable or 2 will be applicable. So then it's up to them on how much they want to believe it. So as I said, I believe in it when I want to, when it suits the narrative for me.
जैसे लोग बताते हैं आज दिखा दो ये हमारा पत्र देख दे हाँ इस पे कुछ ये सब ऐसा ही है पैसे कमाने का जरिया है आप कहीं पीपल के पास कुछ दूर डालाओ कुछ दीवा दबाओ ये सब हाँ
सोमवार को यहाँ कर ले
हाँ।
गाय को ये खिला देना
हाँ नहीं तो पशु गाय को तो खिलाना एक अच्छी बात है वो तो मैं हिंदू धर्म में है
वो तो अच्छी बात है
वो तो
पर उससे आपका जीवन सुधर जाएगा ये कहना ये क्या सही बात
नहीं ये तो
एक भ्रम में डालना है
हाँ
कि आप सब तभी खिला रहे हो कि अब आपका जीवन नहीं सुधरा तो गाय को नहीं खिलाना है
नहीं गाय को नहीं पशु है उसको चलो उसको मानते हैं लोग लेकिन हेल्प सभी करना चाहिए डॉग्स हैं
क्या उनका पर्पस आपको लगता है कि ये जानवर के प्रति हेल्प करने के लिए ये लोग करा रहे हैं कि सिर्फ कुछ गुमराह करने के लिए कि हाँ ये मेरा एक वो है तुम कर लो तो तुम्हारा जीवन सही हो जाएगा
तो लोग ऐसे भी सोचते हैं कि हमारा ये कार्य करने से ये शुद्ध हो जाएगा ये काम हो जाएगा लेकिन ऐसा तो पॉसिबल है नहीं
Do you believe in astrology?
Okay. It is my guilty pleasure, I would say. So I do read up on it, but I don't blindly believe that all my destiny is outlined in one page.
Right. Do you think people that practice astrology or that knows about around this area, do you think they are, some of them might be doing out of their financial gain, or do you think that some people are really out there genuinely who really directs people? What are your thoughts around that?
I think there are two sides to that. I do believe that someone influence people for their financial gain. But I have come across people who actually are very spiritual in nature. And so I don't have actually rigid say on this. I kind of feel I am very neutral on this topic. If someone is very to believe to their core that okay, something is happening and planetary might influence their habit, it is okay for them to believe. Yeah.
I personally do not believe in astrology, but it's just my opinion.
Do you believe astrologers, whoever practices, do you believe that they guide people to the right direction? Do you think that they are just doing those practice for their financial gain, or do you really think that they are really guiding people in the right way?
I don't think they are guiding people in the right way. I think they're doing it for their own financial benefit, and they mislead people
Like I think some people actually take these things very seriously, and on the other hand they just do it for the financial reasons, and they will say anything to you, and some people actually believe that, and they then go into that particular mindset that if you do this will happen. Then it, I think, somehow restricts them. So I personally don't.
Are there any spiritual practices or some related to astrology that your parents have taught you to not to wear this cloth on this day because it? So did you face some kind of a stereotype or beliefs that your parents have made you feel this way and you started following it, or you don't follow it? So have you ever faced?
I have not. I personally wear whatever I want to.
It's not about clothing as per se, but just like don't wash your hair on Thursdays.
Something like that.
Don't wash your hair on Thursdays, or sleep in a particular direction because it's
Pass through and
exactly.
So,
Sleep in a particular
just
direction.
to understand, do you believe on what your parents says about these
No.
practices?
Honestly,
Do you
no.
follow your young mind heart that these people
If I'm able to, I follow because their parents are adults and they're elders, and it's their home, so it's duty to follow. But if there's a possibility that I have an opportunity to not follow this, I do that because I don't understand that.
You won't stop if the cat crosses your path.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I will.
You will.
I will. I will.
See the point. There is a belief that if someone is born disabled or is born of physically challenged or some sort of nature, it is believed that it is a karma or consequence of someone's previous life's actions. So what are your thoughts or beliefs on this, and do you think that that affects the way society views differently abled individuals?
See, society at large is a very flawed structure as of now, I would say. And secondarily, again, disability is not something you can control. It's the chromosomes, right? So, if religion is responsible for that, then then religion is also responsible for a lot of other things. It's also responsible for mental illnesses. I don't know. So it's all one and the same. And again, I think religion just propagates a lot of things it can't control. Disability being one of them.
No, I don't think it is justified because, just why? God, I believe that God has given you a separate life because I'm sure that you must have done something right in your previous life. So I don't think you're born disabled just because you've done something in your previous life. And yeah, I do not personally believe in that, and I think people should also not believe in that. That's my opinion.
I think I agree with this. The fact that karma is related to your present time, your karma from previous life, is just bullshit.
It is more, I think people are not educated about this.
Exactly.
It is because of your biological reasons. It can be because of the biological reasons. It can be something because of the mother, the things that she suffered when she was pregnant. It can be because of that. So I think people should educate themselves more about this and then they should speak.
So I'm somebody who has mental health issues as well, and I'm very open about it because I have studied psychology for my graduation. And I have taken therapy, and I'm very open to talk about it because if it helps anyone, it does, right? So, but disability, first of all, I don't like that word.
Yes.
Just calling somebody that they are not able, you are able. If you work hard, if you figure out your life, you are able to do things. So, I do not believe in disability. I'm sure it exists. But I also saw this movie recently where a blind person was trying to get it. Which movie was that? It's a Bollywood movie, and
The actor was R. Rajkumar.
R. Rajkumar.
क्या कसूर
Naina da Kasoor hai something.
नहीं याद आ रहा है
So Andhadhun nahi. It was
I have seen that he owned a factory later on, and then, yeah, I've seen that too.
And he
that was
wanted to travel by flight and everything alone. So he conquered his disability, right?
correct, and he became a successful manufacturer.
I would never. I would say I am disabled in front of him. He earned so much money, and
That's
I'm
true.
struggling. So
it's very nice perception that you brought in.
Yeah. And women are often criticized basis on what they're wearing outside or inside, some for showing, flesh or too much skin or covering up. And, I believe clothing should be, a personal choice, totally, right? And society should not dictate what he or she should wear, So what do you think? Do you think this is fair that, we are being judged as to what you decide to wear?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think clothes basically help you define who you are, and it helps you express yourself. And I think we live in a society where people should be open about it, but at the same time, people are very judgmental. At the same time, I would like to say the same thing, that they are not very educated. They the parents hold a very, I think, major factor in this, that they're not educating their children about this, because when you hear some elder speak about this, it carries on. So
Have your parents ever restricted you on the basis of what clothes you are wearing, or have told you not to wear this because this not needed, or this will not be good in this society? Have you ever faced any such?
I have not. My parents are very open-minded. They do not care about all of this. They're just very protective because they know that the society is not very, like, they do not view people like in a right way. They like harass people. So they're just protective, but they do not stop me. Like, it has nothing to do with the fact that you should not wear this, you should not show your body. Yeah, they're very open about that. It's just that the society is not very open and they feel that you, at the end of the day, will not feel very comfortable. But they're right. I do believe in that because with the rape cases and with everything that's been happening, I believe they're right with like stopping us on that. But it has nothing to do with say don't wear, don't show your.
Based on that question, my parents have told me a lot about this. Don't wear this kind of clothes in this society, or yahan ja rahe to don't wear that. It's showing a lot of skin. That is actually based on the mindset they have because of the things they have already witnessed in their life. My mom has seen a lot of things, and that's why she often says, "Don't wear this. Yahan pe ja rahe, be a bit sensible. You don't know the kind of people there that's gonna be there." So it is a growing problem, but we can't change anything. It's hard.
देखो सर, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। पहले के टाइम में था चीज़ें, और आज के टाइम में गांव हो या शहर हो, मतलब अपनी मर्जी के अनुसार काम करती हैं। घर में रहना सहना पहले की तरह नहीं रहा अभी भी, जो पहले के टाइम में था।
तो लोग मतलब ओपन हो रहे हैं।
हाँ।
तो कोई भी कैसा भी कपड़ा, जीन्स पहनना है, शर्ट पहनना है, तो
नहीं, कुछ नहीं इसमें,
कुछ उसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
ठीक।
पर आदमी मेंस भी सारे काम करता है ना, वो भी कोई लेडीज से पूछे, कोई बोल रहेगा कि मैंने क्या पहनना है क्या नहीं। आजकल तो लड़के भी लड़कियों वाला संसाधन अपना रहे हैं, तो कई चीजें हैं।
So unfortunately, I've been on the bad end of receiving that such compliments and such like uncomfortable and inappropriate opinions. And I feel like when people, I think first of all, nobody can comment on someone's dress up, because I don't think it's appropriate, because you don't know what people are coming from. And I think we have come to an era where we express ourselves through fashion, and it is completely all right. I know there are certain occasions where you need to be formal and you need to be in a presentable way, but we can't impose our ideas and beliefs. If I feel something that is not if I for example don't cover my head, I can't judge someone for covering their head. It is like you have to be acceptable of someone's opinion. Yeah.
It's definitely not fair. I mean, go on the streets, you will find 10 shirtless men. You won't find shirtless women. So, that just kills the whole concept of equality there and then. So, yeah, again, I would say it's a very sexist propaganda. So, yeah, I mean, just a body, everyone has one.
So, are you aware of any trending spiritual guru like Bhageshwar Dham and Aniruddha Acharya? That spiritual guru.
I'm not remembering the name, but I remember
You
one.
would often see the reels of that.
Yeah, I saw one of the I think owner of Parmath Niketan in Rishikesh. It was really famous this year, and I think they held yoga festival in couple of past years. Yeah.
So people are getting blindly devoted to these spiritual gurus. So what do you have to say about that?
It is actually very sad, because I feel like, again, it is my opinion, I could be wrong, but I feel like people who are not doing socially and economically well are influenced more. And I think it is okay to believe in something, but you need to be aware so you don't fall in scams and frauds. So I think awareness is the key, that because there is a limit to your belief. You need to stop here. Okay, if I do believe in gurus, I will not do such and such things, even if I believe in something.